My name is Duddits, I do builds and stuff. Today I've got probably my favourite Warlock build ever. Like, it's something I go back to every single season. Fusion grenades, massive damage. We're going to be featuring Starfire Protocol for 2 fusion grenades and Buried Bloodline, so we can add Devour onto that as well. Plus we're going to be featuring Ember of Benevolence to get some insanely fast grenade recharge rate. So we can always have a fusion grenade at hand, plus a bit of weakening and even more grenade recharge rate with Devour. So stay with me, I'll break it all down. So, the Starfire Protocol, fusion grenades have an additional charge and recharge from empowered weapon damage. With empowered weapon final blows, granting more energy, defeating targets with fusion grenades grant you rift energy. I don't actually run an empowering rift with this build, I'll show you why later. But if you run the fusion grenade, obviously that's what you need for the Starfire to get 2 of them, absolutely massive damage. Pair that with the aspect Touch of Flame, which enhances your fusion grenades. They have an enhanced functionality. This is what you want. Touch of Flame is the main aspect you want to be on, but you want to be running also on a seasonal artifact perk, Revitalizing Blast. Solar ability damage causes weakening for a short period of time. 15%, whether you hit them with your melee or your fusion grenade, you've always debuffing them, so you've got loads of damage. 3 ways of proccing the Revitalizing Blast. Melee to fusion grenades, always debuffing that enemy. But Ember of Benevolence is an absolutely crucial fragment for this. Applying Restoration Cure or Radiant to allies grants increased grenade and melee and class ability recharge. There's the info up there. Applying a set and buff to allies grants 400% additional base grenade, melee and class ability regeneration for a short period of time. 6 seconds, look at that, absolutely crazy. Whenever you hit something with melee, you're going to get them radiant, that's going to wait for your teammates. Put your rift down, and you're also healing them, that'll proc your Ember of Benevolence, and you just get an absolutely loads and loads of grenade recharge rate. So, Ember of Torches, this is what you also want. The other fragment, every time you hit something with a melee, it's going to apply radiant to your teammates, plus your healing rift. You're going to heal your teammates, that's a constant supply of the Ember of Benevolence up all of the time. That's going to give you that 400% extra recharge rate on your grenade, melee and class ability. So it's a really crucial one. This is why I don't run the Empowering Rift. But it also works obviously in Well of Radiance, does the Ember of Benevolence. Because you also, obviously with your Well of Radiance, you're applying Radiant and healing. So when you put your Rift down, you're going to see that Ember of Benevolence there, 6-7 seconds. That is 400% extra recharge rate for your grenades, like I keep saying. But you're also applying 2 weakening effects, doing an absolutely crap ton of damage to bosses and champions alike. You're just absolutely smashing them, plus helping your teammates do that extra 15% damage. And all you do then, just keep supplying that rift and the melee, and you just keep that benevolence going all of the time. What we can actually do with this build is add the Buried Bloodline into it. This is a Void Exotic Sidearm. Multiple final blows with this weapon grant Devour to the wielder. Devour gives you health regen and grenade recharge rate on top of your Benevolence, and it's just an absolutely perfect combo. It's actually broken. And also, when you've got Devour active, you're also going to weaken a 15% weakening, so you've got a 15% weakening from your Devour with the Catalyst, which is 15%, and also your Revitalizing Blast 15%. So not only have you got your Devour active to keep you healed, your Ember of Benevolence going, loads of damage with your grenades. You're also going to get increased grenade recharge rate from the Devour as well, plus all the weakening. So it's just an absolutely disgusting combo. And once you've got that Devour going, your fusion grenades can actually kill to extend that Devour as well, as we well know. So it's literally free grenade recharge rate. And like I said, as long as you keep popping your rifts down as well and your melee, you're going to keep your Ember of Benevolence going on a nice flow as well. You've also got your Rift, which we've touched on, which will also keep that Ember of Benevolence going as well. So basically, just keep your Ember of Benevolence going as much as possible. And I found this an absolutely crazy little fragment to run with this build, especially with the Devour. You can just do so much damage, and you can't really die with this because you got that Devour active pretty much all of the time. With the Buried Bloodline, it's very easy to set up. And once you've got Devour going inside of a well, guys, it's just absolutely stupid. You're doing so much damage, weakening everywhere, clearing ads if you need to, and like I said, champion and boss damage. Fusion grenades go ham, So why not add a bit of Devour on top of that? Absolutely crazy. And while I'm here, just to let you know as well, if you don't have the Buried Bloodline, you can actually just run a weapon with a Demolitionist. That is a really good option if you don't have the Buried Bloodline. But Ember of Singeing is another fragment. Your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. We're going to be scorching things all of the time with your 2 fusions and your melee. That works really nicely with your Ember of Benevolence. It's like a recycle. It's literally like a little cycle of a flow. Your Ember of Singeing, you're going to put your class ability down. Therefore, you're going to have more Ember of Benevolence going. More rifts. Pretty obvious one. Now, what you can also do just to get your Devour going is just get a finishing kill like that against a major. Now, the Devour, it says multiple final blows on the Buried Bloodline. But if you kill a champion with the Buried Bloodline, that will proc the Devour straight away. So it doesn't actually require multiple kills. Sometimes, if it's small odds, you need to kill 2 or 3. But if it's a major or a champion, it only ever takes 1 shot. Well, I say only ever, most of the time, 95% of the time. If you get a final blow on something that's weak, just like a champion or a major, it will proc that Devour. So that is a little thing that I just wanted to throw in there. Now, all I'm going to do is just finalise my fragments and aspects. Touch of Flame, which we've touched on. This is absolutely crucial to the build. This enhances your fusion grenades, makes them do loads of damage. I like heat rises because, mainly at the bottom bit there, it says of heat rises and grant melee energy. Final blows while you are airborne give you an absolute crap ton of melee energy. So just before the enemy dies, if you jump, you're going to get loads of melee energy back. Fusion grenade, obviously, and then Celestial Fire. You could also run Incinerator Snap, but I found Celestial Fire better. And then obviously the Healing Rift. Ember of Benevolence, which we've touched on. This is absolutely crucial. This gives you 400% recharge rate for your grenade melee class ability. Ember of Torches is another one for your Ember of Benevolence, giving you and your teammates Radiant, 25% extra damage. On top of that, I like to run Ember of Singeing, which we've touched on, because we're scorching things all of the time with the melee or the grenade. You're going to get loads of class ability back. Therefore, more Ember of Benevolence procking. Just an absolutely great fragment to run with this particular build. Ember of Solace, to make all your Radiant and Restoration effects applied to you have an increased duration. Now, I'll quickly show you my mods. These are quite important. I've got these set up as well. The first one I'm going to run is Reaper. You're going to be using your class ability all of the time, so why not use Reaper? When you use your class ability, your next weapon kill gives you an orb of power. I like to run Double Bomber for grenade recharge rate every time we use our class ability too. On my legs, Void Scavenger I found is pretty useful for the Buried Bloodline, just so you don't run out of ammo as much. Really good one to run. Innovation reduces grenade cooldown each time you pick up an orb. 2 of them found really useful. On your chest piece, this is entirely up to you, whatever you're doing at the time, but I like to run a concussive dampener, a couple of arc resistance, or maybe even a solar. It depends what you're doing at the time, whatever activity that is. And because you get loads of melee energy while you're getting kills while you're airborne, like I said, you've only got a jump. I like to run 2 melee based mods. So Focusing Strike grants class ability when you cause damage with a powered melee attack. And then I also like to run Impact Induction, causing damage with a powered melee attack. Also reduces your grenade cooldown, just buffs the build out nicely, and then a grenade kickstart. Every time you use your grenade, it consumes your armor charge and gives you a little buff to your grenade. Void Siphon on the helmet for void weapon kills. Obviously, you get quite a lot of kills with your Buried Bloodline. And then lastly, I like to run a special ammo finder and a special ammo scout for your teammates. Now, I just want to give you a little option, just so you can do also with a build with the Devour to get healing. You can also run Ember of Resolve, Solar Grenade Final Blows cure you. You can add this in if you wanted to, just more healing. If you don't have your Devour up, your fusion grenades will heal you as well, or why not have both going at the same time. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.